Hello, I'm going to show us a way to help relieve some lateral hip and knee pain. It involves the wonderful foam roller. So you can start yourself on your elbow, just like you would a plank. You're going to keep that tone between your on your shoulder so you're never collapsing, you're lifting up. And you're going to put that foam roller sideways or horizontal, somewhere between the greater trochanter, the hip, and the knee. You can roll out this whole side. We're mostly going to get that iliotibial band, that band of fascia that goes over the hip and over the knee. And we're going to start rolling that out. And you can use this top leg to help get some weight off of that foam roller, so it decreases the intensity. And you can keep your shoulders strong so you're never collapsing, and you can even roll a little bit down towards the floor. That's going to get a muscle called the TFL, the tensor fascia lata, and it gets trigger points in it too because it's often over recruited as a primary hip flexor, and it's not a primary hip flexor. So basically you're just going to roll out that muscle that feels like where your front hip pocket is. And if you do find a trigger point, an exquisite point of pain, you can rest on it and maybe about 90 seconds or so and just see if you can feel some resolution in that little wad of tension. But otherwise, just generally rolling out that area from the lateral hip back and forth towards the knee, but leave yourself a couple inches before you hit the knee so you're never rolling out the knee laterally. And that way you can help release some tension. Usually the IT band doesn't tell you it hurts. Usually what it does when it hurts, when it's tight, it'll make your hip hurt. It'll make your knee hurt on the side. So when you ever have any lateral discomfort on those joints, this is a great first attempt to try to decrease some of that excessive pull over those joints. Or sometimes it also manifests in a form of clicking, the hip clicks. And you can just do this, try it out, no side effects, and just relieve that IT band. Now, even when you sit down, you can usually right away, like if I feel both sides, this is a lot more relaxed. This is a little more contracted. This leg's now a little longer because I've relieved some tension. So the knee and the hip, they are a little easier and freer moving. So let's do the other side. It's going to be great. You're going to put that foam roller sideways. Set yourself up like a good plank. You have good shoulder blade stability here. And this foot can act like a way to decrease how much weight you have loaded on that foam roller. Now, it is very common that one leg is tighter than the other, so just see what you notice. Notice without judgment which leg is tighter. And if it's the leg that tends to have outer hip pain or knee pain, that's a great thing. You're getting some information. You're finding out how you can help yourself. You can put this foam roller, rolling out the side leg, in your toolbox so that you can relieve pain as you need. Because pain is an obstacle to enlightenment. When you're in pain, it is hard to be your best self. So we're going to roll out mostly from the greater trochanter, that big bone right here, down the thigh, and we're stopping a couple inches shy of the knee. We're never going to roll out the knee laterally. Now, if you've been rolling a lot, you could probably do this with both legs up. That's a lot more intense. It also depends on the foam roller you have. Your goal is not to hurt yourself. Your goal is to release tension. So a lot of people would need that foot down to help get some of the weight off of the foam roller. Now you can roll forward, and that's going to roll out a muscle called the tensor fascia lata, which sounds like a fancy drink at Starbucks, but it's a little 3-finger wide muscle right where your front pocket is. And even if you don't know what the name is, if you feel there's some tension, it's a good idea just to roll through. Keep breathing in and out, because sometimes when you're in discomfort, it's easy to hold the breath. You also want to scan and make sure you're not creating tension elsewhere in the body. It's really easy to get tension in the neck or the face when you're in pain. So you want to relax the body, use as little energy as you can to roll out those muscles, to roll out the fascia. When you roll forward, you are getting some of that outer quad, that vastus lateralis, and that you're also getting that tensor fascia lata. When you roll back, you are getting that lateral hamstring, that biceps femoris, which is tight as well and crosses the knee and the hip. So you're doing good things. Keep breathing, and let's just do a little bit more. 3 more here. 2, this is going to help relieve tightness and tension over the hip and the knee, because the IT band, it stabilizes your hip and your knee, but when it's too tight, which it often is in people, especially with repetitive sports like running or biking, then it can create some lateral knee pain. So notice how both sides of your leg are a little bit softer, a little bit more relaxed. The legs should be now more equal length, and if you have any intense areas, feel free to go back over those areas again. Thank you so much for joining me. May your hips and knees feel fabulous.